Hi, welcome back to another edition of Video Light Novel Reviews with Casey of the Indio Library, part of the Riverside County Library System. So, last time I showed you so many of the new books we've got in. I don't have very many left to show you. We do have Rascal Does Not Dream of Logical Witch. It is the third volume of the series. Rascal Does Not Dream of Petite Devil Kohai Volume 2 we also have, but it's currently checked out. If you watched my Does Not Dream video, you know I love the series. It's fabulous. You may be hearing more about these sooner rather than later, although there's tons and tons of other things to review. It's the reviewer's dilemma. What do you review and what do you put on hold? Especially since I don't like spoiling things for people, and if you haven't read the series up to that point. Anyway, so this week we're going to be looking at Goblin Slayer Volume 1. If you recall, when the anime came out a while back, there was some controversy. We're not here to get into that in depth. That's not what this is for. I will say this: you've got to make your own judgments and your own decisions. The anime and the manga are rated mature. The light novels are rated 16 and up, so kind of older teen, but definitely not M rating. So if that changes your mind about reading the light novels at all the better. So what's the story? Well, there's this new group of adventurers with this priestess, and they think, okay, we'll take an easy job. Goblin slaying should be easy, right? Well, goblins, while they are the weakest and essentially stupidest of creatures, are also kind of clever, and they end up ambushing them, and they all die except for priestess. And she would have too, except for oops, he's not on there. He's on the back. There he is. The eponymous Goblin Slayer, who shows up and saves the day. So, one of the interesting things about the series is that nobody has a name. I mean, they do, but not like Bob or Fred or Anne or, whatever. It's Goblin Slayer, Priestess, High Elf Archer, Dwarf Shaman, Lizard Priest, Guild Girl, Cowgirl, whatever. It's basically they have the job that they do. That's their name. So Goblin Slayer, returns to the guild and reports to Guild Girl that he's accomplished this and he saved Priestess. And while they're kind of parties up with some of the aforementioned names I just gave, High Elf Archer, Dwarf Priest, Dwarf Shaman, Lizard Priest, and they all go out to hunt goblins. And they take Priestess along, and it's definitely a learning experience for her. If you've ever played a pen and paper RPG, often referred to as tabletop RPGs now, especially Dungeons and Dragons, you're going to recognize a lot of this. It's not so much that Kumo Kagyu sat there, rolled some dice, and said, okay, and High Elf Archer hit her target. But it's not that stilted. The writing's not stupendous, don't get me wrong. It's mediocre, but it feels very much like an adventure in that sense. And so you're going to recognize that. And for me, that was a lot of fun. I've been a big RPG fan for a lot of years. Been playing Dungeons and Dragons since first edition on and off for a long time. So for me, it was a lot of fun to see that. So, what about it? Well, just as a word of warning, it is 16 plus. It is kind of violent. There's a lot of descriptions of that, and it does discuss what the goblins do to their female captives that they let live briefly, before eating them. Not in extreme detail, but it does talk about it. And it certainly has the far too common trope of all kinds of women falling for the main character inexplicably in a lot of cases. It's still a fun and interesting series, and while it is ostensibly about goblin slaying, it does manage to build in some character development, mostly in books to come, but those will be for a later review. So anyway, if you are interested in Goblin Slayer or Rascal Does Not, or any of the other light novels, manga, graphic novels, or anything else we have here at the library, give us a call, 760-347-2383, or check us out online, www.rivlib.net. Don't forget that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. You'll hear about future light novel reviews, our kids programming, and anything else we come up with here at the Indio Library for you. So, until next time, goodbye and hello, as always.